A warm regards to my dear students and my dear parents. Today, I would like to take this opportunity to explain you how to read a report card. With the implementation of NEP, there has been a revolution in the process of assessment as well as reporting. So I shall take you along, helping you to understand the report card of this year. It is not same like any other year. The report cards are published and you can view something like this. Your report card will look something like this. The initial part of the report card will obviously talk about the class, section, admission number, and all the data about the child. And this is the attendance, which talks about the child's attendance in days and in percentage. There's a grading system as per CBSE norm. What do you call A1 as? What do you call A2 as? This gives you an idea about it. Now, the important part of report card. Each subject reporting will be in varied categories. There used to be a time where every child was assessed only based on the written test. But now with the implementation of NEP, a child will be assessed in written, in oral, in the classroom participation, in the sincerity of submission of classwork and homework. So there are different criteria on which the child gets assessed. In the teaching learning process, this assessment plays a very vital role. When the teacher starts assessing in all these categories and starts giving the feedback, the child also starts working on different dimensions, not just on the written thing. So going back to the presentation. So here in the scholastic area, in this particular example, let's take a particular class. A written as a weightage of 40 marks, orals or practical as a weightage of 5 marks, classroom participation, classwork, homework, everything will have certain weightages. And these weightages vary from a class to class. It's not a fixed one. High school will have it different from a middle school. And the child's score will come up below, how much the child has scored, and based on the sum, what the child would have scored, the grading will come as per the grading criteria mentioned above. Now, with NEP, we understand that our report card should be progressive in nature. It should promote child to learn and get a proper feedback so that he can be more constructive. By just saying that you have scored 40 out of 50, it doesn't mean much beyond just branding. By saying you got 40 out of 50, you would not know which exact area I am supposed to work. So each subject teacher has taken tremendous amount of effort to give two feedback to the child. The one is to talk about what is your strength in English. Every child will have a strength in every subject, and the teacher will have an eye to identify it and to mention it so that the child feels good that this is my strength and I can leverage on my strength. And the teacher also says, this is something you need to do. Instead of just telling this is your marks, the teacher will say, this is something you need to do. For example, in English, there are varied categories, a written skill, a oral skill, a pronunciation, spelling. There are grammar, there are different ways in which a child can be observed and a feedback can be given by the subject teacher. Yes, it takes a lot of effort to do that, but our teachers have taken that effort to put what is one strength your child has and what is one scope for improvement. In this case, for example, in English, the subject teacher says, you submit classwork, homework, assignment, etc. well in time. That means that teacher is telling you're very sincere when it comes to the English subject. And scope for improvement, you need to improve handwriting. The teacher feels that the child should improve on the handwriting. Very similarly, on every subject, scope for improvement and a note appreciating the strength of the child is mentioned by the respective subject teacher with a close observation. Now the class teacher. The class teacher gets to meet the child more often, once in the morning, once in the evening, and also would be invariably handling one or the other subject. So he or she knows the student lot more deeper. So she or he will also give opinion as per our understanding about what is the general traits, area of strength, what is something positive trait in the child beyond the particular subject in general, and what is a general trait where there is a scope for improvement. For example, in this case, she has mentioned you're friendly and things like that. And the scope for improvement, she has mentioned being organized will help you to maintain your uniform and books in a neat and tidy manner. That means the child has some distance to cover in improving his neatness and tidiness. That is what the class teacher has mentioned. And she has also figured out what is a prominent skill always exhibited by the child, and that is noted and appreciated. In this case, usage of technology. You exhibit a high inclination to use technology to enhance your learning. So this is something what will make a child understand better about himself, a parent understand better about child. There are graphical representations which says, for example, in English, this purple will say about written. In written, your child is at 78. In oral, your child is at 90. The same thing is captured here in the numbers, but graphics make us understand better. So it shows in each subject how your child's performance is. So for example, in mathematics, if you see, the child has done very well in everything, but not in written. So this will give us some understanding in very colorful way to understand easily and better. This is category wise. In written across the subject, written in English, written in Kannada, written in mathematics, where the child stands. In oral, where the child stands. So this is a graphical representation to make children understand about themselves. There is another aspect called as unit project. So if it is there, that would come up in unit project. If a unit project has happened, then we give a mark as well as we give a comment on each skill, how well the child performed in his communication skill, critical thinking skill, creativity skill, collaboration skill, and varied other skills. There would be a note on that as well. Incidentally, in this report card, what I'm showing, there was no unit project, so you're not found it. My dear friends, this report card will give in detail idea about the child's performance so that the child can improve from there on. Because every time a child and a parent ask this question, what do I need to do? Right? Can you make it simple and tell me what do I need to do? And this report card, every subject teacher says, one thing you can do is probably this. One thing you can do is probably this. We have only put the best thing in the child and the scope for improvement in the child. We are not trying to obviously write every observation of ours, so the child can do one thing per subject. I hope this video was helpful, as well as this report card would be useful. Thank you and have a wonderful day.